Can you go back to your page on net profit margin? So the latest numbers that we've seen is a net profit margin in 2020 of 14%. And you're forecasting that's basically going to more than double over the next couple of years. Is that correct? Up to 35%? And that seems very aggressive compared to what they've done in the past. What evidence do you have that that's really going to happen? Because that's not an easy thing to do. That's like a C student becoming an A student.
Okay, thank you for your questions. Firstly, I want to confirm that yes, the net margin will boost to 35% in 2007. And this is due to three main reasons. First is the increase in gross margin gradually with CAGR of 8.2%. Secondly, it's due to the tax redemption thanks to the nature of port industry. And the last reason, and also the most important reasons, is due to a huge contribution of associate profit contribution. In particular, Gamelin net profit contribute 40% to net profit in 2027. So this is my answer to your questions. Thank you.
So I want to add in a little bit for my partners is that, as you can see in the past, maybe it's not too high, but the change moment of Gamelin is Gamelin for the next period, why they can implement Gamelin and contribute a lot of profit for the associate part. And this will change to 35% net profit in margin in our forecast period. Thank you.
This just would make the company one of the most profitable companies in the world at 35%. So that's my biggest question right now in my mind, but I'll let the other judges ask other questions.
Thank you. So can I answer your last thinking? So we also prepare that. So as you can see that we collected the global peers right now, and you can see that there are even ports that have higher net margins than Gamelin around over the world. As you can see that there are ports that can earn the 40% or 60% net margins in their operations time. So we think that the forecast of ours is 35% is not too nonsense. And okay, that's my answer.
Judges, please go ahead with your questions. Thank you.
Can you turn to the slide of the contribution from the shipper, major shipper?
I want to clarify that if you want us to show the detailed contribution of each segment, right?
No, of the major shareholder. That is also the shipper. For example, CMA that contribute, I think, nearly 60%.
Okay, so first, let me clarify your question a little bit. You want to know more about the share ownership structure of Gamelin, right?
No, the contribution to the KMF, German.
Is that this slide?
Oh, another slide. But my question is, I see that I am a little bit concerned about the concentration risk when CMA contribute about nearly 60%
yes.
of the volume to German. So can you justify the risk?
Okay, so thank you for your question. For this question, I'd like to answer that the concentration risk in Gamelin is not material with Gamelin because three main reasons. The first is Gamelin is the third largest liner in the world in terms of market share, transportation capacity, and as well as their scale. So their leading position in the shipping industry could ensure the Gamelin a sustainable source of cargo in the future, not only for Gamelin. And the second point is the CMA CGM now own nearly 13% control in this port, so they could have direct interest in on the development of this port. So I think that for this reason, they could have more motivation to choose Gamelin to handle cargo rather than other port. And the last point is Gamadep is also realize this risk, and they are striving to seek for more partnership with other shipping line. And for this reason, we think that this risk exists, but it's not material for Gamadep. Yes, this is my answer to your question.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Tim. May I have one question? Actually, two. Hello?
Yes, we are ready for your question.
All right. So my first question is about the utilization rate of Germanlink and also Nam Dinh Vũ. Can you please elaborate a little bit about the utilization rate in your model?
Thank you very much. So I will answer this question. You want to ask about the Nam Dinh Vũ and Gamelin utilization rate in the future, right?
Right.
So as you can see in our forecast period, so we expect that with the push with the push in the favorable industry outlook of the Hải Phòng ports, Nam Dinh Vũ will soon to capture higher utilization. Nam Dinh phase 1 will soon capture higher utilization rate, and furthermore, for the next expansion plan of Nam Dinh Vũ phase 2 and 3, we see that the market is now not too competitive anymore, because that the futures expansion plan of competitors is limited just only like reports. So we strongly think that with a strong competitiveness that we stated above, Nam Dinh Vũ phase 2 we soon to run in full capacity for 3 years after operations, and this is our forecast period after in 20. The Nam Dinh Vũ phase 2 we launched in 2023, and phase 3 with 2025, and it reached full capacity in 2027. For Gamelin, we strongly believe that with the strong cooperations with CMA, CGM, and a lot of partners, their utilization rate will be full in 2022. And the next phase of Gamelin phase 2 can also do that well in the future, because the demand in this cluster is really enormous. Thank you.
Yeah, so if I just have one follow-up question on the Nam Dinh Vũ port. So I'm sorry if I missed this, but can you please mention again the competitive advantages of Nam Dinh Vũ port compared with the other ports that are coming up in La Thuận area? Thank you.
Okay, so for you ask, okay, so first let me clarify your question. You want to know more about the competitive advantage of Nam Dinh Vũ compared to La Thuận, right?
Right.
Yes. So for this question, we would like to emphasize that La Thuận is not Nam Dinh Vũ direct competitors because of their different target segment. As you know that Nam Dinh Vũ aim to win the ship size of smaller than 40,000 deadweight ton, while La Thuận aim to win the long haul service, which is go directly to American and Europe, right? So and moreover, Nam Dinh Vũ could enjoy the current low port tariff, which is just around 75% compared to La Thuận, and also they have a strong. Nam Dinh Vũ is also strongly backed by a competitive integrated logistics solution of Gamadep in Hải Phòng cluster, which they have both ICD, container terminal, and customer service. And in the long term, we think that Nam Dinh Vũ could leverage this advantage to provide customer with more service and also save time and cost for customer. And for this reason, we strongly believe that Nam Dinh Vũ could compete with La Thuận and gain more market share in this region. This is my answer.
All right, thank you.
I think we have time for one last question.
Question for you. So basically that you share a lot of information about Gamadep. So in your view, what is the key success factor that Gamadep, you think that Gamadep gonna succeed in the future?
Wow, this is really interesting question. So I would take that. So we think that one of the most important things that Gamadep can succeed in the future, besides the intensive expansions in the future, we strongly believe that one of the key factors that we are bullish on Gamadep is their sustainability. As you can see that in our slides here, they are trying to do their best to maximize the ESG of their ESG, especially with the environmental. They are trying to do the realization investment for the future to reduce the CO2 emissions.
Thumbs up. Thank you, the team.